So let's understand what is aggregation in Java. So if a class have an entity reference, it is known as aggregation. So how and what it means? So let's understand that first. When a class have an entity reference, like just consider this as a our class having multiple fields as its class member. Okay, like employee class having employee class having different kind of variables in it, like a id, name, email id, such as. Okay, so there could be multiple type of properties class can contain. In such case, if we take one more field whose name is a address field. Okay, and this address field will be the class. Okay, this address field will be the class. So there is a class called address. So its reference we are having as a class in our class called employee. Then in that case, this statement into picture which says that if a class have an entity reference, it is known as an aggregation. So aggregation represent a has a relationship because we are containing the object of or a reference of some other class entities. So that's why we call it as a has a relationship. So this is our address class where we have defined three properties, and these three properties are city, state, and country, and we are initializing them through using the constructor we can see here. And here is our worker.java class where we are performing the aggregation of this address class. As we can see, we have used int id in this worker class, then string name, this is the other class variable, and this is the address variable of class address. This is what the aggregation is. Here we are aggregating the reference entity of address. Then we have used this worker constructor which will initialize these class variables, and then we are using display method here to display the values of those variables. And then we are in this main method we are creating the object for those addresses. Here we have created two address. As you can see, their values Mumbai, Maharashtra, India. City is here Udaipur in second object, and its state is Rajasthan and India. And now I will create two worker objects, like you can see here. Worker uh, class is here. Its first object is W, and second one is a W2, and their values are given. And we are passing in the address one we just created above. Okay, so we are passing the object from here to this constructor, and then it will get initialized to the class variable where we have reference entity this address. So this is how we are giving it a object it requires at the runtime in the from the main method, and then we are calling the display methods to display those values. Now I will run this program to check how it's working. So let's run it. Now I'm running it, and as we can see that here we are able to see the values of one India, one in Indian, and then the address value is this. This is the values from the address variable inside the worker. So okay, so these all three values are coming from the address object, which was a reference entity, which was our aggregation. So here we are not performing any kind of inheritance, but we are using the aggregation. So this is what the example of it.